In Far and Away, one scene has Nicole Kidman peeking under a bowl covering Tom Cruise's genitals. For the first few takes, she didn't look surprised enough, so director Ron Howard had Cruise take off his underwear without Kidman's knowledge. Did you know that in Rush Hour 2, Chris Tucker refused to sing like Michael Jackson while filming the karaoke bar scene? Since he would do it to entertain everyone between takes, director Brett Ratner ordered the camera operators to film him as discreetly as possible. While filming the scene in American Pie, where Matt Stifler strips naked during a trivia game with some girls, actor Tad Hilgenbrink actually did just that on the set.
Gotta let the big boys breathe.
As he had not informed the actresses that he would be naked, their surprised reactions were 100% authentic. According to the DVD commentary of the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, the cast thought it would be Zoe Saldana's character Anna Maria walking down the stairs, so their surprise at seeing Barbassa was genuine.
So tell me, what's become of my ship?
Did you know that in Inglourious Bastards, Quentin Tarantino almost choked Diane Kruger to death? In the scene where Bridget Vaughn was choked to death after being discovered as a spy, Diane Kruger was almost accidentally really choked. Unlike choking scenes in other movies, Tarantino insisted that Kruger be strangled for real in order to get just the right scene he wanted. Fearing that Christoph Waltz would choke her too much or too little, Tarantino decided to literally take matters into his own hands and did the scene himself.
I'm gonna do it. I only want to do this once. I don't need
I don't want you breathing after this and have to come back and kill you.
As a result, when they went to film the scene, Diane was actually being choked by Quentin, and her reaction in the film is very real. Actors get paid to portray strong emotions and make them look real. However, nothing beats catching a real reaction on film. That's exactly what happened when the Friends directors played a trick on Jennifer Aniston so they could capture the true face of her fear. Apparently, Ross used a fake dummy to throw down the stairs, just as Rachel was trying to catch up to them. Aniston was not told about the moment, which made her reaction that much greater. In the Rocky Horror Picture Show, when a corpse is revealed under the dining table, the actors were genuinely shocked. None of them knew that the body was there, with one exception, Tim Curry, because he was the one who had to whip the tablecloth off. In Goodfellas, the scene where Paulie admonishes Henry and tells him to stop selling drugs, Paul Sorvino slaps Ray Liotta for real, to elicit a scared and cornered reaction.
Yeah.
Did you know that in Die Hard, when filming Gruber's death scene, Rickman was told he would be dropped on the count of 3? The director counted to 1 before dropping him, making his reaction genuine. In Liar Liar, when Fletcher Reed tries to get out of a court case by beating himself up, Jim Carrey actually did beat himself up while filming that scene. This one is pretty scary and could have led to a horrific on-camera death if not handled properly. In one of the most fascinating scenes in Now You See Me, Isla Fisher's character performs a magic trick in a water cage. While sunk underneath the surface, she begins to unlock herself from the chains she's strapped into and swims back up to the top. While filming, her costume got stuck in the chains, preventing her ability to release herself. As she began to drown, everyone on the set believed she was giving the scene her all. Finally, after 3 minutes, she was rescued, and the footage of her struggle stayed in the movie. The 2017 remake of IT goes out of its way to portray convincing horror by frightening the juice boxes out of its grade school cast. To ensure that the cast of kids gave realistic expressions of horror as they first discover Pennywise, the horrible clown monster, the directors made sure they had no idea what he looked like and kept the monster separated from them. The kids didn't see images of the clown until they filmed the projector scene. Their growing horror and final shock were as real as the audience's. After being locked out of his dressing room during a Broadway show in Birdman, Michael Keaton's character, Regan Thompson, is forced to speed walk through Times Square wearing nothing but his undies. While a few paid extras were inserted into the film, Times Square wasn't closed to the public. Many real people made it into the final shoot, and their reactions to seeing Michael Keaton running around in his underwear were completely genuine. Avengers: Infinity War cracked all the screen records around the world. When Thanos uses the Infinity Stone and the majority population of the universe disappears, Tom Holland hugs Robert Downey Jr. instinctively and begins to express his feelings, which was not part of the movie.
Sir, please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
During the filming of the infamous scene in The Omen, where Catherine and Damien go to the zoo and the monkeys attack the car, Lee Remick's reaction was genuine, as the filmmakers had taken a baby monkey and placed it in the car, which caused them to attack the vehicle. With all the fighting that was going on the set of Fight Club, it was inevitable that someone would eventually throw a real punch. In a fight scene between Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, Norton went off script per the director's instructions. Unsure what to do, he hit Pitt for real in an unusual place.
Motherfucker! Hit me in the ear! Why the ear, man?
Will Ferrell didn't know when the Jack in the Box would go off in the 2003 comedy movie Elf. Director Jon Favreau was actually the one controlling when Jack would pop out via remote control. The fear and apprehension we see in Ferrell's face is authentic. If you've seen The 40-Year-Old Virgin, you'll most likely remember the hilarious scene in which Steve Carell gets his chest waxed. We can definitely tell you that those pure screams of agony weren't fake, as he actually had his chest waxed for the scene, and his pain was very real.
¿Cómo se llama? No, Kelly Clarkson! No, nipple fuck!
Not every off-script reaction has to be terror or disgust. Some can be a bit wholesome too. Good Will Hunting follows the relationship between Matt Damon and his therapist, Robin Williams. While trying to break down the emotional barriers, Williams' character takes a moment to tell a story about his late wife, farting in the middle of the night.
My wife used to fart when she was nervous. You know, she used to fart in her sleep.
The whole scene is completely unscripted. Just a moment of Robin Williams' magic that left both actors sharing a genuine laugh.
One night it was so loud it woke the dog up.
In Kingsman: The Secret Service, all the cast were really underwater during the flooding of the first test. Hence, everyone's scared faces were real as they tried to get out, especially since the machine lowering the room was supposed to stop periodically, and it didn't. It doesn't matter how many rehearsals are done and precautions are taken, sometimes things on set just don't go to plan. This was the case during the filming of Back to the Future, when careful planning was done for the rope hanging scene. After numerous practices, they were confident the scene would run smoothly. During filming, the rope was pulled too tight around his neck, and he began to visibly choke and panic as seen in the film. It took him passing out for the rest of the crew to realize he wasn't acting. In The Exorcist, Ellen Burstyn was filming a scene in which she was being slapped by her demon-possessed daughter and then yanked to the other side of the room. Director William Friedkin was not happy with the result and instructed a crew member to pull it much harder, and Burstyn was pulled with such force that she broke her tailbone. The shot made it into the final movie, with Burstyn's pain caught on camera and being 100% real. In movie threads, the crew set off an enormous smoke bomb to create the image of the mushroom cloud rising over Sheffield, but the residents actually thought that a bomb had gone off, resulting in a very genuine reaction from everyone.